shining. I illuminate the rooms that I'm in. Timing, low-key ain't more crucial than alignment. That's why the flow is intertwined with
Toby?
and I'm defiling.
Yeah.
Every beat I'm on, even though I know it's wrong. To treat
From the
rappers like
SWAT.
nothing after I've been
From the
on
SWAT,
hold.
Southwest
Then I
Daily,
write for so you
Texas.
can't decipher.
Oh,
Folks
yeah.
who don't know.
That my life is tied to giving hoodlums life despite the hoes. That
And also,
fixed upon to give them both out of
this is
control.
the Can't
But
Tell
the
Nothing
black
show.
I didn't have.
Oh, I love it.
I love doing that. I love it. Wakes everybody up. Is that
Yeah,
Tandi?
good morning.
Is that Tandi?
Good morning.
Is that Tandi there?
Hey, Billy Tandy. Just in
Right
time.
on time. Oh,
You
time.
don't know. You know I'm not the person. I should have started trying to hook up 3 hours ago. You know.
Are those headphones or earmuffs?
They're both, my friend. You're welcome. These are my. I got these. I wanted some Bluetooth ones, and I went to Nordstrom's Rack, and they were $10. Regularly $60. You know, I had to get them. So
Regular
yes, I'm
60? Yeah, you got to get
regularly
those.
60, and they're 10. So I'm comfy, and I can hear you. Good morning. I'm sorry for being late. Hey, y'all.
Well, now that
Hi,
Tandy's
Tandy.
here, we can do a
Hi.
full-on introductions to Can't Tell Us Nothing show, an improv group out of Houston, Texas. Can't Tell Us Nothing is made out of 4 wonderful individuals, Johan, Tandi, Amechi, and myself. We do scenes on discussions, opinions, topics, whatever. Just make up the scene on the spot, mix it in with the discussion like a nice little gumbo. But we have 2 other people on the call. I haven't met these 2 people. John, I think you know these individuals.
Absolutely.
What are they doing here?
So I snuck them in the back door of the podcast. No, this was a wonderful engagement. I was reached out to by this wonderful group from Belgium named the Sudden Knot to join their show and do a scene with them. And when I first got the message, I was like, oh my goodness, like this is what I've been looking for. The world is opening up. We can actually connect with everybody from around the world. And of course, I got to do this show with this group from Brussels. And of course, they are in this group. You have Desi and you have Johan. They were so wonderful for me to invite me on. So I thought we had to return the favor. So for all the Can't Tell Us Nothing people watching, give it up for the Sudden Knot.
Many thanks for having us, John, Tandi, and Antoine, and Amechi.
Tell people a little bit more about who you guys are, how long you guys been doing improv, how you met. I want to know it all.
Well, we are both improvisers. I started doing improv in university many years ago. Then I moved, because I'm originally from Bulgaria, I moved to Brussels with my family. And I started doing improv in English here and later in French and sometimes in Dutch. That's a challenge. At some point, I met Johan on a workshop.
Yeah, that was in September 2019, I believe.
Okay.
Our workshop, Love and Passion on Stage.
Yes.
Yeah, in English.
Short after the workshop, I reached Johan asking, hey, Johan, how are you? Let's start doing improv together as a duo. And he was, okay, strangely.
I was okay.
Does that happen often to you, Johan? Do you get a lot of reach outs for people to join their team?
It happens every day. No.
Yeah.
It only happened once.
I expect 4 more after today. So
there you go.
Yeah. But we started rehearsing then in December 2019, and we had 2 stage shows as a duo until the last one in March last year, and then of course with the pandemic, we had planned so many things, but we couldn't do them, so we moved online. Almost immediately.
And today, I will brag a little bit that we've been doing really great online, and we were happy to meet so many different people from all over the world. It's everything.
I think that's the most amazing thing of the or the positive thing which came out of that. We have met so many people all over the world, and so we inviting people and we play scenes together, and after that we have a little chat about what our guest is doing in the improv world and about projects and whatever. Yeah, and it's so amazing, and it's always a treat. To play with someone, or sometimes with duos or larger troops. Yeah, a couple of times we did that as well. And that's so. Yeah, for some reason we found John in a show, and I thought, yeah, let's send him a message.
How did you find this dude?
I didn't even ask. I didn't ask. I was just like, okay.
And then the show with John. It was amazing.
It was a very fun show.
Spiders.
Yeah.
How do you find the improvisers that you do shows with?
Well, some people ask because we post every month a little flyer with the players, and we say, well, if you want to play with us, just reach out. But also we contact people ourselves. I mean, there are so many people online. Just send a message and ask, hey, do you want to play with us? And 9 out of 10 or 99 out of 100, they say it.
I mean, so we've talked about reaching out to other improv groups as well, and something that at least I've found when I've looked around is I feel like a lot of improv groups aren't great at social media presence. They may have a page here and there, but it doesn't get updated very often. Groups come together and break up, for any reason whatsoever. So yeah, it could be a little tricky to find those improv groups that you saw maybe a year ago and thought, let me see what they're up to.
I see what
we are very stable.
You're stable?
Yes.
Let me ask you, do you have you know how some people get a map and they put pins on all the places they want to visit or the places they've gone? Do you have a map of the world or the United States, and you're like, we want to do improv with a group from this state, we want to do this state? Do you do that?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that Johan has something like this with the people,
No, this time I don't. I haven't. No. We've done 105 shows, with different with guests. That's something we know. We count them, but apart from that, no. But that said, there are still many regions. Thinking back, we haven't found anyone to play with. Like for example, Africa as a continent, we haven't found many improvisers to play with, unfortunately. Asia, India, there's a lot of improv going on also online. Europe and the States, of course. I mean, the States is unbelievable. And then South America.
North Korea is tricky.
North Korea.
Is North Korea tricky?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I gotta see their improv group, man.
I
have to see a North Korea improv.
I have a feeling they don't call their own scene. I think the scenes are called for you.
Yeah, scenes are called for you. I mean, that's what I would think, right? You can't go in there with any other expectation. But that's so you said South America, you said you haven't been able to find, or they have a really nice
No, we haven't really found anyone, I think, in South America to play with. Which is
Russia, by the way. I don't think improv is that popular in Russia for the moment, especially in English. So hopefully we'll find someone from there as well.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Is it more common to find improv done in English in Europe, or is it pretty dependent on the country you're in?
In English is very popular.
That's good.
But sometimes in Belgium, it's also complicated because we have it's one of the smaller countries in Europe. We have 11 million people in Belgium, but we have 3 languages. So we have Dutch, about 60%. We have a French-speaking part, 40 or something more, and we have 2% is German-speaking. So that basically you have 3 communities with their languages, and then in the center in Brussels you have a lot of English. Yeah, there's an English-speaking community with the European Parliament and European Commission. So all expats living in Brussels, so they come also together for English improv.
Does each community have their own improv, like specific theater, and which one is the best?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, no.
I would say that French-speaking improv community, they do more like games and
short form.
They call match, coming from Canada.
Yeah.
In English-speaking community, it's more long form. And Johan can say more about the Dutch one. Not sure.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a mixture. We have a lot of long form. We also have the games coming from Canada. Yeah, a little bit of a mix, I would say. But it's all very new. I think improv in Belgium. Yeah, I mean the people do
it's
improv
from the 90s.
No,
90s. It's from the 90s. Yeah.
90s, 92. That it really started. So it's still fairly new, I guess, because 4 years ago I started with improv. Well, basically I did a theater course, and because I wanted to do a little bit of theater, and the instructor said to me, well, to the group, he said, we are going to do improv because then we don't have to work with texts. And I thought, what is improv? I didn't have a clue what improv was 4 years ago. I mean, and many people don't know what it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I might be the same in the United States.
No.
Or
a lot of people in the United States think improv is stand up. They think it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I told someone I do improv comedy, and they're like, oh, so you do stand up? Oh, maybe I got to catch your stand up show.
Exactly.
And we have a comedy club here called the Improv that just does stand up.
Yeah,
there's no improv at the Improv.
You have to force them to change their name. You have to force them to change their name.
Yeah. Or start a club called the Stand Up and just do improv.
And just do improv. We also like to do drama pieces, long form. But you have to warn the audience, because otherwise they will say, hey, you were not funny at all. Yeah, okay. It's not the idea.
So that's interesting, because a lot of times, because we teach improv as well, and a lot of times when I teach, I tell people, don't worry too much about being funny. Actually, try to make fun choices, try to be interesting, but don't go for the jokes, so to speak. But you guys do like drama improv. So what inspired you to do that, and like how's that been going?
Well, I have a theater background, and maybe it came from there. I don't know. Also, I like improv form that kind of looks like a theater play, but it's improvised theater play, which is great. I also teach. I taught a class called Chekhov and Chekhov, based on Michael Chekhov's technique and based on Anton Chekhov's plays. And this is what I really like in improv, and I think Johan likes it too. So he teaches another class, film noir, again, very theatrical.
I think my angle is the same. I just like it because I'm absolutely not funny at all. And going for the joke is really also not my thing. I don't think I will be able to do so. But I mean, I love drama and the tension you build up Grounded. You laugh, really. But that being said, just forget everything. If you do a drama thing, the audience can laugh too, because you can have a serious situation, but in the next scene, you see the same grounded characters, and they do funny choices, and there's a funny situation, and the audience laughs. And that difference between being a bit lighthearted or the laugh, and then the serious thing in the next scene, and see how the characters evolve or change. We just love to do that. It's that's amazing. Yeah, it's. I think there are so many types of improv, and every style is. If you want to do it good, it's difficult. I mean, you really have to train and rehearse, and very nice short form, quick scenes are so hard to do. Yeah, and then a long form is with a drama is also hard to do, and using techniques, and it's just amazing to be able to bring something which the audience likes. So
I got a scene idea. All right. We cut to guy coming out of a stand-up comedy club. Excuse me, sir. Mr. Amechi, is that your name?
Yeah.
You told me that this was going to be the funniest stand-up comedian that I've ever seen. And this guy went out there and he just talked about how miserable his life was. And he started crying on stage.
That was my favorite part. Those tears were real. He was really, really upset.
I mean, yeah, but I didn't see the punchline in what he was saying. I mean, it didn't seem like he was telling jokes. It seemed like he was confessing his divorce and love and separation.
Losing his kids,
losing his kids. I mean, I didn't think that was fun. I know there's truth in comedy,
right?
But I mean, that didn't sound like truth. It sounded like legal facts that he has to go through in his divorce.
You didn't see anything funny about that?
I didn't see the joke.
I mean, I thought it funny because I'm not experiencing any of that stuff. So, it's nice to laugh at somebody who is. Right?
That just sounds horrible, dude. I'm not trying to laugh at anybody. I wanted to laugh at a joke.
That was a packed house of like 70 people who were all laughing. You must have been the only one not laughing because we all found it hilarious.
Well, maybe because I went through a divorce or something, I didn't find it all that funny.
There it is. You should get up there and tell your own life problems. Maybe you'll see the humor in it then.
Oh no, man! I'm not a comedian. I'm an accountant, man. I was just really into my job, and I lost my wife. Right?
That's kind of funny. Hey guys,
I'm sorry. I just heard your conversation. I'm the manager here from the stand-up comedy house. Yeah, we actually are looking for an accountant to go on stage.
You need an accountant to go on stage?
Yeah. I mean, people like to have a better contact to numbers.
Really?
Yeah. And you look to be a guy who can do that, saying some funny jokes about numbers.
Well, I crack a couple of jokes around the office here and there,
I know. I see you laughing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like one of the funniest accountants in the department.
Okay.
So here's what I'll do. All right, because I didn't like that last stand-up. That guy was horrible. All right, you need to get him some counseling. That's what you need. I'll go out there and I'll do some jokes, and if the pay is right, we might have a nice little agreement.
I think we can make an arrangement. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, you have to come tomorrow night. You have 6 minutes. And tomorrow night, 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Yeah. So do something with 6, and then go for it, man. Go for it.
It sounds like you're trying to write my jokes for me. You want me to write a joke about 6? Is that what goes on here?
Yeah.
6 is a hot number right now.
Yeah. That's really a hot number.
Can I ask a question here? Just because this just happened so fast. Did you tell the last comedian to talk about his divorce on stage?
Yes.
Whoa, man, the suspense was killing me.
That 6-second pause. Wow.
And scene. 6 is so hot right now.
6 is
It's
hot.
a hot number right now.
Yep.
Oh man. Another thing that's a little bit of a pet peeve, right? And I'm sure this happens to you guys when people tell you you can use this in your show. Oh, maybe you can use this next time you go on stage, whatever's happening here.
Yeah. And it's never as funny as they think it is.
Never.
Never. And do they ever ask, like, when you do something on stage after the show, do they ever say, now, what happened in your life that you know, inspired that? What happened before? They never ask that. You create this magical thing, and then they're like, I got some more magic to give you. Hey.
Yeah. I'll have to add my other pet peeve. It's not a pet peeve. I just think it's hilarious how misunderstood improv is. Whenever I share with people that I'm performing, which now it's very rare that I like outwardly go, hey, I'm an improviser. I do this, da 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 da. Usually it's my wife that's like, oh, did you know that he's a comedian? He does improv. And then I go, oh yeah, well, I'll come to your shows as long as you don't make fun of me in the audience. I'm like, it's not what we do. It's not what we do, man. You completely misunderstand me. But if that means if you're gonna come, sure, have fun, right? But yeah, it's so misunderstood that when my group, when Can't Tell Us Nothing was like really trying to, you know, form and figure out like what our show was going to be like. I would try to make it my point to not charge the first person I act. The first time they would see what we were doing, I would just give them a free ticket or something just so that the expectation was lower, right?
Yeah.
And they would come in and they would basically go, oh, it was free. I just spending my time. And then hopefully the show was good and it overwhelms, right? And because it was just easier for me to just say, hey, man, I got this show. It's really funny. You should come check it out if you want a date night. Here's 2 tickets, right? Then I'm a comedian. I do this. Our improv is like this. And when you start talking about improv to people who don't do it, their minds tangle up, right? They're just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, they don't know what to expect. And if they hear the word comedy, they expect an evening that they will laugh from the beginning to the end, which is, not necessarily true. Yeah. So, the audience expectation is something I think very important. Yeah,
it is very important. And I started focusing on audience expectation when I'm teaching, because I started to realize that if you don't account for the audience, you'll have that weird feeling after a show. If you're trying something, but then the audience is not connected to it, how do you assess what to do, right? So I started going, hey, man, if people are paying to come see your show, you have to have a level of expectation, because they're not only paying, they're taking time out of their family. If they got kids, their kids can't come. They could have went out and had a drink or some dinner for the same price. You kind of got to be at the level of what they're giving up, right?
Yeah.
You know, so it's not an easy thing to think about, but you know, it's definitely necessary and important.
You know, the audience gets off pretty easy. You just listed all of this stuff that they've got to give up and all of this expectation they have. But the people who are performing have been working out and practicing. We're doing a whole lot, and they're doing quite a little. And it's probably great. It's probably a great idea to start vetting your audience. You know, as they show up at the door, yeah, you bought a ticket, but are you really worthy? Like, you know,
are you ready for this?
Are you ready for this?
What did you give up to come here?
Get them at the door and say, hey, wait a minute. You can't just slide in here. You're just no regular audience. You know, the people on stage are prepared. What have you done?
It's about sacrifices. Yeah.
We cut to a show at a huge theater, the Desi and Johan show. Hey, y'all. Hey, man. Man, I'm excited for this show, man. I haven't seen them in years, dude. But did y'all see any problem with how much they were charging at the ticket office? I mean,
I thought it was a little high. I thought
a little high.
Yeah.
I had to give up my
high.
shoes, man. The dude, he told me to take my shoes off. I thought it was a wardrobe thing, and he was like, "No, that's the price of the ticket is the fee plus your shoes." And I was
See, he told me the fee plus my watch. I thought that was weird. I thought it was odd that he would take my watch but I wanted to see the show, and I didn't want. There's a line of people behind me, so
crazy,
I just gave it up. But
I'm sorry. I hear you. I don't mean to jump into your conversation, but I just hear you guys talking. You mean so nobody else paid the fee and signed over their mortgage, their home, the title of their home to the venue? Yeah, I had to turn over the title to my home.
Let me see your ticket. Oh, you got front row.
Yeah. You got front row.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, but being homeless, I guess, will be worth it because these guys are fantastic.
Hey, Johan, I think I can see some people from the audience complaining again. I just hate these people.
Yeah, well, I only hope that there is one of those people in the audience with a big sports car, because I still need a big sports car.
Yeah, exactly. We are also people. We want to live our lives. We want to be happy. I need a new pair of shoes. I mean, how can I afford them if they don't give me like something?
I mean,
I'm a performer. I'm on stage. I need to look good.
Yeah, of course. And when we are home, we have to be able to relax. So a house with a swimming pool. Oh my God, you can imagine a house with a swimming pool.
Yeah, the problem is that people coming here are so poor.
Hey, Antoine. Where's Amechi at, man? I heard he just bought that new Jaguar. I thought he would have been the first person to get here.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. He was parking it, and then some guy from the club walked up to him, and they drove it around the back. I don't know what happened.
Daisy, I have a Jaguar now.
You're lucky. I just got a dress and it smells awful.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Please wash this thing. It's nice. It's nice though. But
excuse me, ma'am. Why are you in your underwear?
Man, they took my dress. I was trying to come through the door. I was like, I've already turned over this deed to my home, and they're like, "What size are you?" I said 10, and they're like, "Perfect." And I was like, "What does that mean?" And then here I am in my underwear. Man, I had to strip out.
Wait a second. So I don't remember this show being that damn good a couple of years ago. I remember being in college and I could afford the show. When did they get this good?
Johan, come on. This guy, I asked him for money and he had no money and he just gave me his son. Now I have a child.
Yeah.
Take care of it.
It's easy, I guess. I mean, well, you don't have to carry the child for 9 months now.
And scene. The performer racket.
I didn't even think of the items going to the performance. Right.
I'm just imagining they like start the show. It's like, is that my watch? He's wearing my watch. What?
Yes.
Oh, crazy, man.
I don't remember.
You know what I'm excited about, right? You know what I'm excited about? Johan and Desi, American performers spend a lot of time trying to perfect accents.
Yes.
And you two, our European guests, I wonder if you all work on perfecting an American accent, or do you use an American accent in any of your scenes sometimes?
You won't offend us.
Yeah, not at all.
Not offend us.
If you heard the amount of accents we have to hear people do, you would definitely go, it's no offense taken, trust me.
No, not really. As far as you can understand us, it's
Yeah, the same for me. No, we never tried American accents.
Okay.
We don't use many accents, to be honest.
Yeah, French, Dutch accent, Russian accent.
Yeah. I guess being in Belgium, if you speak English with a French accent, it's fair enough. And people sometimes say I speak with a little bit of a French accent. And with a
But the
Dutch
problem
accent.
is that Johan doesn't speak French.
Are you serious?
I assumed that like you guys both like spoke French and Dutch and a little bit of Russian.
Everything, yeah.
Well, I improvise in German. I can do that,
Okay.
and in Flemish, in English, and French. I understand, but I can't. It's very difficult to talk.
But
for
he
me.
developed French accent when he speaks English. That's great.
That's amazing.
It sounds like something the French mandated. If you're going to speak that horrible language, you should at least sound like us speaking it. Or at least American English anyway.
Yeah, I think an accent, if you really like to speak an accent, you should really be able to do it very well. So that you don't make fun of it. That's so tricky. That it's.
I'm gonna have to give. Can you say that again, Johan, one time?
Who you shouting out, Johan? Who you calling out?
At the moment you speak with an accent, that you are really able to do it very, very well.
Just in case people didn't understand that. No, I appreciate that thought, man, because I always think that, right? Like I grew up in American comedy, from my point of view, is super character, accent, impression based. And it wasn't until I started doing improv, which made me start writing, that I started to understand it was a lot more to that iceberg than just what kind of voice you can do, what kind of look in your eye can you do. So in that research, you start seeing people who are using accents that are not really nailing the true cultural, level. And I always wonder, like, man, like, I wonder if that's, now I'm not trying to say people shouldn't do, whatever they want to do comedy. I do think they should be considerate, right? Like, don't, so.
But the chances of, I think probably in Europe, the chances of you having a national from that country that you're doing the accent from in the audience is very great, right? Whereas here, it's usually not. It's just usually us. I'm like, oh, that guy did such a great German accent, and and there's nobody else to say no. There's nobody there that didn't sound like me, and actually you made fun of me. It's like we all go home and say, hey, he hit it, or nah, it wasn't so great. That's it. But there's nobody else to really take offense for us to be really specific about it. Like I guess maybe you all are, but it's a good thing to know going forward, though. Great. So I won't be doing any action.
But there are so many other things you can do with your voice. Heavy, high pitch, speaking slow, fast, which are fun too. So to have a completely different character than you are. Yeah.
I talked to a dude yesterday at a block party. We just bought a house in our new neighborhood at a block party. Every time this guy or one of my neighbors spoke, it sounded like he was getting ready to laugh at the end of every sentence, but he never laughed. So it kind of made you seem like maybe he's telling a joke, but he's not telling a joke because it's not really a joke. He's just talking, but he's like kind of like wheezing, like he's getting ready to start laughing. And I was thinking to myself, that would make an awesome character on stage. Just the way this guy is breathing, but then I clearly I wasn't listening to what he was saying because I couldn't get past the breathing and the laughing voice.
We cut to a doctor's office. Hey, John, how are you? Good to see you in for your physical today.
I have a bit of a problem with my back recently, but let's hope you will find no problems with that.
All right. I'll tell you what. Hey, knock knock.
Knock knock. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah. Knock, knock.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good. It's not good. It's bad news. Your spine was fused at L5 and L3, and we expect some stenosis and your inability to walk over a period of time. I think it's going to gradually increase to a point where you're going to have to use a wheelchair to move around. But hey, who's worried about that, right?
I'm not.
Oh, I like your spirit there. I like your spirit. See, so many of my patients come in, they're so serious.
Yeah, well, I mean, I always wanted to have wheels. Yeah, I never had a car.
Man, you got a great take on this thing. Do you do stand-up comedy at all? Is that anything you
No,
dabble in?
I hate that.
No?
I completely hate
Oh,
that.
okay. You hate
Stand-up
it. Oh,
comedy, improv, all that stuff. I just hate that. Yeah.
hey,
I like
I tell you
only
what.
Shakespeare.
Okay, Shakespeare. Okay. Hey, what do you get when you cross a Shakespeare play, right, with a Shakespeare sonnet?
With a Shakespeare what?
Sonnet. What do
Song.
you get when you cross a spear with a sonnet? Well, you get coronary artery disease, which is another thing that your report showed that there's some hardening in your arteries of your heart. So I'm gonna schedule you for a stent. We're gonna do a angiogram. Go in there, put a stent in.
Excuse me, I'm his wife. I'm his wife.
Oh, welcome.
I've been. I was outside. Is he dying soon?
Hey.
I mean, soon.
Yeah. Well, hey. I don't know if he's dying soon, but I tell you this, you probably do want to go ahead and shore up your insurance policies because I don't
see.
Talk about bedside manners, man. Bedside manners.
No more jokes, Doc, please. I can't take no more bad news. What do you get? Did you cross a Shakespeare play with a Shakespeare sonnet?
Coronary artery disease.
Coronary artery disease.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's going to take that dude like 2 weeks to process that whole situation. Yeah, I was at a tattoo parlor, me and my wife, maybe 5 years ago, and this guy was like, he had such a dry, like antisocial personality, and we were sitting there waiting, and the girl, this lady comes in and asks him, she's like, I really want to get a tattoo, but I'm so nervous that it's going to be painful. Is it going to be painful? And the tattoo guy looked at her and was like, not for me, but for you, it will be. And we all looked, it was like, why would he say that? And he didn't joke about it. He was serious. Not me. It's going to hurt you. It's like, okay, he's not lying.
No. It reminds me what my boss at work one day said. He said, when you come into my office, it's like I'm being at the doctor, and the doctor is going to tell me I will die soon because you always bring me the bad news so seriously. So when projects were completely a mess, delayed or whatever, and the guy was left to work in the office, and well, we will never be able to reach our deadlines. And then I came in, very serious, said, well, it's not so bad as you think. Yeah, but
now that you mention it, I do have some bad.
Yeah, there should be a service that you could hire that specifically delivers bad news. Like that's their only job, is they are perfecting and delivering bad news and kind of like catching you as you fall. I would hire a company like that. You know?
Johan can be in charge of this service, apparently.
Yeah. I think it must be very stressful to be the bearer of bad news all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a whole movie about that, I think, Up in the Air with George Clooney. I think that's whenever people they do like mass layoffs, they'd send him in to handle letting all these people go.
Yeah.
Terrible. Yeah, I can't imagine.
Yeah, we appreciate your service, but we think it's time that you will find better opportunities somewhere else, and we have to say goodbye.
Someone comes out with a violin. Goodbye.
Well,
Like the dance.
I love the you'll find better opportunities. How do you know? I mean, I know you don't know, but why do they sprinkle in that, hey, it's gonna be so much better after this when you're doing this horrible thing to somebody?
We cut to an office with a guy who got fired 10 years ago. Hey, you. Yeah,
Me?
Larry. Yeah,
Me?
Larry. You my old boss, remember?
Yeah.
Jake. Remember
Jake.
me? Jake? Yeah, Jake, the engineer.
Hey, Jake. How's it going, man? It's a long
Not
time no
too
see.
good, man. Not too good, man. When you laid me off, you were really optimistic about my future endeavors.
Oh yeah, you have a lot of talent, man. You have a lot of talent, a lot of potential. I just didn't think it was a good fit at the time, but I assume you've done really well for yourself.
Well, that was the thing I wanted to come talk to you about, man. So I remember I was never the most happiest that I was when I was working for you. I mean, it felt like the most comfortable fit in all-time job history. I've never had a job I felt more comfortable. Since you guys essentially broke up with me, I have just been spiraling, man. Like, I've been gambling and, losing marathon races. I thought if I did a marathon, it would change my life. I passed out during the marathon. Apparently, my body couldn't handle it. My kids ran away from my house.
Your kids ran away?
Yeah, and I found them.
Okay, well, that's good.
But they didn't want to come back. They said her dad was a loser and he wasn't an engineer anymore. And that was the one thing that was so prideful for him.
Look, what we had at the time was good for a while, but I think it just ran its course. We went two separate ways. We grew apart.
No,
I would say.
Remember that time I took you out?
You grew apart.
Remember that time I took you out? We had drinks.
Of course I remember that.
We talked about how great that project was. We got it done on time. That
was a special project.
We hugged, man. Hugged.
But that was then. That was 10 years ago. I've moved on. I've had other projects since then.
No.
I'm on a project right now. I should get back to that project. I shouldn't even be talking to you right now.
Maybe I should go tell the project people how you're going to do them after the project. So, Ryan, you're just going to move on to a new project, huh? Because you got so many projects lined up, huh? You got so many projects.
We got to Barry at a restaurant. Hey, is your name? Are you Barry? Is your name Barry?
Yeah, I'm Barry.
How's it going, man? I waited on you at a different restaurant about 10 years ago.
You did?
You remember it? Yeah, I don't remember that. I brought you out a steak.
Sure. Yeah, it sounds like something I would do. You said you waited on me?
Yeah, I was a waiter. I was a waiter at another restaurant. Yeah.
Cool. You seem like you're doing well.
That's what you said when you got me fired, because you said the steak was cold because I brought it out too slowly. You wished me well and that I would find success elsewhere, but I didn't find any success.
You're waiting right now. You're doing what you love, I assume.
I just clear tables. They don't trust me to wait tables anymore. So, when you're done with your meal, I'll take everything back to the kitchen. But that's about it.
First off, what we had, it was special, right? That was a nice steak. It was just cold, right? It should have been hot. I was expecting it to be hotter than it was.
It was still bubbling, okay? It was still bubbling. I could see the heat bubbles on it.
You saw the heat bubbles, but that's not what I felt when I ate it, all right? Oh. And I feel like there was a miscommunication in our waiter to customer relationship.
Oh, there was?
I think so. You had certain expectations for that steak, and I had different expectations.
You don't know how much you ruined my life. I lost this job.
I think it was me who did it.
It was you. I tried to run a marathon and I failed.
What's this marathon? What is this marathon people are running? It's okay to not finish a marathon first. It's okay to not finish a marathon at all. It's hard to do. Just train and get on the next one.
No, you told me I would do great things, and I didn't. I'm gonna go into that kitchen and tell the people working on your food that you're gonna ruin their lives later. So
Look,
they should just.
Chuck, I barely know you. Okay, you look like a person who was gonna do great things. You know, you look like you were destined for better things that weren't bringing out steaks. I'm sorry if that didn't work out for you, but please do not mess up my thing with this restaurant. We have something special at this restaurant. I like coming here.
Oh.
All right, I appreciate it if you don't badmouth me to my current restaurant.
We cut to 10 minutes later, the same restaurant. Hey, sir. Your name is Barry?
Yeah, I'm Barry.
Hello, Barry. Do you remember me?
Oh, jeez.
I delivered your child 10 years ago.
You did what?
I delivered your baby 10 years ago.
Oh, thank you for that. That's really nice of you. He's doing really well.
Yeah, I was a doctor back then. Now I'm cleaning the toilet here in this restaurant.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry things didn't work out for you. I assume I didn't have anything to do with it.
Well, actually, you said that the baby was not good enough and it was my fault. And then I had to run a marathon, but
Well, hold on. Wait. What do you mean you had to run a marathon? What is this marathon? I need to know. Please don't cry.
Yeah, it's a marathon of losers. People who lost their jobs.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a sad marathon.
Yeah, everybody cries. I won the crying competition, by the way.
Oh, you won something? You want something?
Yeah.
And hey, let me tell you, you know, what we had that day in the hospital was special. It was a special moment. Yeah, the baby wasn't quite good enough. It wasn't quite up to par to other babies I'd seen in the past, but it turned out to be something great. Like he's a good kid. He's a good kid. And I was wondering if I can get that steak. Still waiting on it.
Sad marathon. Oh, jeez.
Oh, that was precious. See that?
You had to run a marathon.
That was a team. The marathon.
Sad marathon.
Sad marathon.
Marathon of tears.
Marathon of tears.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Oh,
probably shouldn't hold people accountable to that when they say. I told this story on the podcast before, but I did have one guy at my last job. We had to let him go. And as I was walking him to his car, I told him, like, hey, man, you're a really smart dude, though. I'm sure you'll land on your feet. He's like, oh, yeah, I know. Like, he was just completely confident about it. He's like, oh, yeah, I have no problem.
Cool. That's a great attitude.
Awesome attitude. Yeah. Awesome. That's like if you're standing in front of a judge for sentencing and he hands out life and you're like, that's it. You know,
that's the best you can do.
That's the best you can do. You gotta be like, that guy has some concrete balls, dude. Confidence on that guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, speaking of confidence, I want to share this story that I found on the news. This story is about a man in Cape Cod that got swallowed by a whale. Has anybody heard about that?
Yes, I saw that.
How
I
hilarious.
haven't really heard about it, but tell me
about
it.
Is he still alive?
Still alive. Still alive. Actually, you have the clip here. Give me a second to pull it up.
The clip.
Okay. Oops. What just happened? Skip this ad. Oh, what happened? What happened? Oh, no. What happened? I think it's this one.
Whales embrace.
Oops.
No, I don't think that's
Whales
it at all.
hugging.
Sorry about that. Actually, I think it's right here. This is the one I have.
There we go.
Michael Packard came home from the hospital Friday afternoon with one incredible story to tell.
And I just felt this truck hit me, and everything just went dark.
He was lobster diving off the coast of Provincetown when the world around him suddenly blacked out.
Just thought, did I just get eaten by a white shark? And then I said, no, I don't feel any teeth. And I said, oh my God, I'm in the mouth of a whale with his mouth shut.
Seconds later, he realized he was in serious trouble. To make things even worse, he couldn't find the regulator for his oxygen tank, and he had no way to escape.
Am I just gonna like run out of air and suffocate? Is he gonna swallow me?
That's when he thought about his family.
And I'm like, this is how you're gonna go, Michael. This is how you're gonna die. In the mouth of a whale.
His son Jacob was in school at the time and got a text from his mother.
Yeah, your dad was diving and a whale just, I don't know, attacked him, ate him.
The humpback whale eventually spit him out after about 30 or 40 seconds.
And I just got thrown out of his mouth into the water. There was just white water everywhere. And I just was laying on the surface floating.
That doesn't seem like a long time, but try telling that to someone who almost became a whale's hot lunch.
But I would just...
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
The story is even, that's the story. This report is even better than the story. Oh man, that guy. He looked like that was probably the most realistic depiction of what a person really felt like in those moments, as opposed to like after the fact and you think about it and you think about your brave moments. He still looked like he was still stressed about it.
Yeah, he still looked like he was in that whale. Like
That was
yes.
awesome. Yeah, he's still probably in. There's a part of him still in that well.
In that well,
he's probably
right,
like, real talk, man. So the first thing that came to mind was the story from the Bible, and I was like, dang. Every now and then, something happens from the Bible. You're just like, okay, maybe it wasn't as crazy. He got swallowed by a fish, and then he came out. But then what made it crazier was I found another article, a guy who got swallowed like 97 years ago around the same area. But except for when he got swallowed, the whale was harpooned shortly after on some other independent, like harpooning. So this guy got swallowed and some other person harpooned the whale, and the whale washed up on the sea. And they went to kind of basically, break up the whale and take what they could from it. And they found the dude in there 3 days later. So I was like,
still alive?
Still alive, right?
Still alive.
He was still alive. So when I was watching that, thinking like, I don't get to hear what that guy 97 years ago went through, but that's pretty close, man. He actually had time to think what type of thing swallowed him.
Let me run through the list. Shark.
No teeth.
Dolphin.
No teeth.
Dolphin.
Yeah.
But just suppose you are 3 days in the stomach of a whale. 3 days.
3 days. That's crazy.
And you're not spit out.
Which made it kind of funny that this guy got spit out, because
seconds in.
That means like the whale had a level of intelligence, right? Like they're intelligent. They're like, this guy's bitter. Get out of my mouth. Like it's like hair in his mouth. He's like, ugh.
The hair.
It's like,
must have been the oxygen bottle.
Yeah. Or he spit him out, but kept the oxygen bottle in his. Yeah, he's gonna take. Yeah, that's gonna take some time for him to process that.
It's also wild that the whale essentially snuck up on him. It's something that large. He didn't see coming.
He
didn't see the whale at all.
No, my favorite. I think one of my favorite supporting character in this story is the mom who calls her kid at school who can do absolutely nothing about it. Hey, you know your dad got eaten by a whale. I'm in geometry. I'm taking a test. Why are you calling me?
Mom,
You can't wait till I get home.
You're gonna get me killed here. They're gonna make fun of me for years. Why did you call me? Tell me that.
Like, how would it, like, he tells his teacher, like, I gotta go, my dad got eaten by a...
We cut to that class.
Okay.
The kid's trying to get out of class and go home. Excuse me, Mrs. Brown?
Yes.
Mrs. Brown?
Yes, John. Yes.
I just got
We have 15 minutes left. You can complete the test, please. No more, no interruptions.
Okay, listen, this is going to sound really crazy, and I promise
that
I've
heard it all.
I've studied for this test. You could go through and look at my answers right now. They're probably all correct. But I just so happened to look at my phone during the test. I saw a text from my mother, and I opened it, and it said that my dad got swallowed by a whale. So I got to go home right now because we don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what kind of condition my father's in.
John, let me stop you there. I've heard all sorts of excuses. I've been teaching for 35 years. This is a first for me, but I still don't believe it. I mean, quite inventive, but I still don't believe it. Those kinds of things don't happen ever.
My mom, look, it's my mom on the phone. I could call her right now. You want me to call
How do
her?
I know you didn't get a friend of yours to send that text under the guise of your mother? John, have a seat. You have 15 more minutes in class. This is not, I don't believe this.
I cannot finish my test. My dad is in the stomach of a whale. Okay? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going to happen in my life.
I'd like for you to sit down, and all of the thoughts that you're having and your emotions, you've got 15 minutes to think about them, because I'm not going to let you out of this class any sooner. You can finish the test or not, but I will not have any interruptions. You will sit down and just wait until class is over, until the test is over.
Okay. Look at Twitter. Even Twitter is talking about it. My dad is on Twitter. He got swallowed by a whale, and it's viral.
We cut to 15, 20 minutes later. He finally gets out of class. He's in his car, he's driving. He gets pulled over for speeding. All right, young man. Now, what is the big hurry? You know that this is a 35 and you were doing 50. I'm going to need to see some license and registration.
Okay, I'm going to reach down in my pocket and get my wallet.
All right, do it slowly.
In the meantime, sir, I know you probably hear a lot of crazy stuff.
I heard it all.
But if you are on Twitter and Facebook, I'm sure you've seen the viral video of a whale swallowing a dude on the coast, right? That guy is my dad. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get to my mom right now. She is just livid, man. She's already an anxious person.
Isn't it test day at the school? Isn't it test day? Are you trying to get out of a test, young man?
No. I just finished my geometry test. You could check my stuff in the back. It's done. Okay. I'm just trying to get home to my mom and figure out what's going on with my dad. He's in a whale right now.
Oh, he's in a whale. And you're gonna go hurry home to go get him out of that whale. Is that what you're telling me? That's why you got to drive all fast?
Yes, not in so many ways, but yes, I have to get home. I mean, I don't even know what my dad's doing. I don't know if he's still alive.
We do a scene at home with the mother.
Hey, Mom.
Hi, honey. Sorry. How was the test?
I mean, it was a test. It's not as more important than Dad right now, who's in the belly of a whale.
Yeah, I'm just Googling how to get out of a whale.
Okay.
There are more options if it's a female whale, but we are not sure about this.
They still don't know if it's a female or a male yet, Mom?
No, not yet, honey. Your father has his mobile with him.
Oh, he's been texting you.
Yeah, but the connection is not perfect. I've been texting back. I think he's lost.
5 minutes later, the phone goes at home. Hello? Honey?
Hi.
It's me. It's Dad.
Okay, where are you?
Oh shit! Is
I'm
that
in
Dad?
jail. My phone, my mobile phone is dead, but there was another phone here. Probably from the guy who swallowed 20 years ago.
It's my phone. It's my phone. I'm in the well too.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry. So we're sharing the phone.
Honey, is there someone there with you?
Yes,
Hi.
yes. I made a friend here. It's fun. It's so much fun here.
Honey,
My name is Fran.
It's Fred? It's
My name
Fred.
is Francis.
Francis.
Tell her I said hi.
Hi. Francis says hi.
Honey, the kid is here. So, do you remember the cartoon Pinocchio? When they were in the stomach of the whale? There must be a boat somewhere there. You have to find the boat.
Francis, have you seen a boat here?
The boat. Let me see. I think it was. Yeah. There's one over here. There's one over here.
We cut to outside of a comedy club. Amechi, that guy that told the story about being swallowed by a whale, that was funny as heck, man. The fact that he didn't know he was gonna live. I know. That was a great show. But I don't know if it was worth my 401k or my retirement though. I mean, I don't know if I should pay that.
Yeah, pretty pricey, but that's the price of comedy these days. You know, it's so expensive to see a good show making a lot from the beginning to the end.
I know. We probably should have ordered a car or something. I didn't know we were going to take your car, and now we got to walk back. Man, it's a long walk home.
We cut to Tandi meeting with her accountant the next day. So a horse walks into a bar, and you're gonna have to file for bankruptcy.
Oh no!
And scene, and that is the Can't Tell Us Nothing show, everybody.
That's it. That's it.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God,
Johan from the Sudden Knot.
Thank
you.
That
was a lot of fun. Let people know where they can find out more about you and your show and what you do.
We are very active on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
So if you just search for The Sudden Knot on Facebook, you will find us.
And that's KNOT, right? Like not.
Yes, like no.
Exactly. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, this is beautiful. This just shows me that improv is an international language. We all get it. We improvise. You can go anywhere. This is. I was afraid at first, but now I know. Thank you.
I think we all.
I know. I can go anywhere.
I think we all speak a common language. We all improvisers all over the world. We speak the same language, and that's so great.
Yes. Oh, this is fantastic.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much for having us too. It was really awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was fun.
All right, DJ Comfy, get those tunes ready. We'll play us out. CTUN Improv, all the places you can see it below. CTUN Improv, just Google that. CTUN Improv. But for John, for Tandi, for Amechi, and for myself, Antoine, that's the Can't Tell Us Nothing show. For Desi and Johan, thank you again for joining us. It was great. A lot of fun. We got to do it again. But we are out.
When they went to their partner crib and seen their mattress had a bed frame.